Right now, the interviews or the personality test which we are taking is basically we are judging the emotional intelligence of the people and not their academic knowledge. We are not testing their IQ, we are testing their EQ.
I want you to understand that IAS interview is not an interview of knowledge, it is interview of personality. अभी समय है देखने का कि आपने जो कुछ भी प्रीलिम्स और मेन में सीखा है और समझा है उसको संजो के एक लॉजिकल कोहेसिव कोहेरेंट तरीके से बता सकते हैं या नहीं.
This is a test of personality, but if I say that your knowledge will not be tested, it will be wrong. You are expected to have a certain standard of knowledge.
I worked in Ministry of Finance for about 10 years, the last phase of my career, during which...
Hi everyone, my name is Dileep Singh. I am a civil servant. I have been in the IAS, called Indian Administrative Service, and I was in Haryana cadre. I belong to 1982 batch. Now post retirement, I am settled in Delhi and I am into the academics these days. And before getting into the civil services, I had done my PhD doctorate from Delhi University in the field of psychology when I was just 25 years of age. I am a professor of practice in 2 universities in India. I have been appointed as a professor. Right now I am there, and of course then I go to many institutions and industries also. So I will suggest that your students who are coming to appear for the UPSC, they must do the emotional intelligence test. Right now the interviews or the personality test which we are taking is basically we are judging the emotional intelligence of the people and not their academic knowledge. We are not testing their IQ, we are testing their EQ. So it will help them in a great sense. So that's all from my side. I think that has been my contribution to the academic world, that talking about emotional intelligence, or you may call it your personality, and we are talking about leadership and motivation and stress management and frustration and anxiety and yes, the anger management. The anger, the strongest negative emotion is the anger. So anger management. So all these things which you do. So thank you very much.
I will just tell a couple of things which will perhaps make you do well in interview. I want you to understand that IAS interview is not an interview of knowledge, it is interview of personality. Your knowledge has been adequately tested during your prelims and the mains. अभी समय है देखने का कि आपने जो कुछ भी प्रीलिम्स और मेन में सीखा है और समझा है उसको संजो के एक लॉजिकल कोहेसिव कोहेरेंट तरीके से बता सकते हैं या नहीं, केवल ये देखना चाहते हैं. और है ये पर्सनालिटी इंटरव्यू में अपार्ट फ्रॉम हमारी पर्सनालिटी कहाँ रहती है, एक फ़िज़िकल बीइंग कि हम लोग कैसे कपड़े डाले हैं, किस तरीके से स्माइल करते हैं, कैसे हमारा आई कांटेक्ट है, इसको आप फिज़िकल पर्सनालिटी कहते हैं. ये फ़िज़िकल पर्सनालिटी कब स्ट्रांग होती है, जब हम कूल, काम, कंपोज्ड यानी कि कॉन्फिडेंट हैं. So that is one of the very important things. The very fact that you have realized that you have finished your prelims and mains, you are the best 3,000 that this country could produce, should give you adequate confidence to walk into any interview and nail it. A tip how to nail the thing: never be in a hurry to answer. Whenever a question is asked, take a couple of seconds to reflect on the question, recall what you have done in prelims and mains, and synthesize everything and give it a answer in just about 45 seconds to a minute. Do understand, lengthy answers only create confusion. In an interview, every panelist has got about 5 minutes with you, and in 5 minutes he has 5 questions to ask, about 10 seconds to deliver a question. You have about 50 seconds to work on it. Smart people are cohesive, coherent, and they are very crisp and concise. So whenever you do anything, try to limit your answer to about a minute. I would very strongly recommend, till the time you go for your interview, read newspaper every day. Do not only read newspaper, but take a piece of paper and pen and write 3 points for every aspect. And once you develop this ability, you will find that you will breeze through interview. My best wishes to each and every one of you. God bless you.
Good evening. I'm going to talk about preparation for the personality test, as name suggests, this is a test of personality. But if I say that your knowledge will not be tested, it will be wrong, because when you have achieved this success, which is that you have cleared the prelims, clear the mains, means you are expected to have a certain standard of knowledge. Of course, nobody is expecting you to be encyclopedia or Google, but the basic understanding of all the subject is important. For that is very important. When you're preparing for your personality test, it is important to brush up your knowledge of the subject, your optional, and also watch newspaper or watch TV and listen to the podcasts. Important podcasts which give you the information about the economy, about the general awareness, and read at least 2 newspapers. And I would suggest that what you do is either you practice with your friends or in front of mirror how you are responding to the questions. Prepare a set of maybe 100 questions or 200 question bank and prepare short answers, because sometimes there will be trick questions which you have to be aware that the board is intentionally asking you. So understand the questions, give a pause, think about it, and then answer, and try to be crisp in your answers, otherwise you will get into the trap. So I will not go in details, more and more details, because this is all confusing, because it's you who have arrived, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Hello friends, I am Devender Malik. I am a retired civil servant from 1984 batch of Indian Information Service. I would like to share my experience during my 34 years of career. I worked in Ministry of Finance for about 10 years at the end of my career, at the last phase of my career, during which the 2 major challenges which I faced in my service, I think that may be once in a while challenge. First thing was demonetization time, when all this currency was demonetized, and the consequences of that demonetization, how problems faced by the country during that time, especially the common man while going to the banks or exchange of notes and other things. That time I was handling the media and communication of the Ministry of Finance. I had a chance to interact with the finance minister, Mr. Arun Jaitley ji. Then our secretary was there, Mr. Shakti Das, who was till recently RBI governor. So we have a very good team of officers who were handling this major policy decision of the government, which is, I think, taken once in a lifetime. And to deal with the media and the pressure on the government at that time, that was too much, and how we handled it, that was one of the major challenges I can say we faced day in and day out. How many press conferences, media interactions, press notes, all sort of social media. We used every form of communication to reach to the last man, so that their problems can be resolved or they can be made comfortable, while which banks are available, where the notes are available, where notes are not available, all these sort of issues. Second major challenge during that tenure was that of introduction of GST. On 1st July 2017, when GST was being introduced, before that, for so many years, there was dialogue going on between the center and the state government, whether GST should be brought. There were so many problems. State governments were doubting the intention of the central government, that they want to capture the powers of the state government regarding imposition of tax on various items. While the central government view was that they want to do it in such a manner that the collections are better, technology is used, there is less erosion of taxes, and the overall economic management system, revenue generating system should be more efficient, more economical. And then ultimately, with the leadership taking a view and taking the state governments into confidence, that GST was brought. Before that, before bringing GST came into being, the exercise which was undertaken with the stakeholders, with the business class, with the taxpayer community, common man at large, we try to communicate, we try to create an awareness how this tax is going to benefit to the country at large. So these are the 2 major challenges which I can say once in a lifetime opportunity, even for a person like me, to deal with at that particular juncture, to these two major policy decisions of the government. Thank you.